Yeah, a little bit scared of tomorrow playing Mexico, and it's a sellout. What is it? 72,000 seats sold out. I guess it's probably the majority is Mexican, so it's going to be like they are playing at home.
So I think it's fairly decent, this group. Of course, you would always like to avoid playing the highest ranked team in the group phase. So yeah, US is of course the most likely winner as the highest ranked on the FIFA list, and also previous or current champions in the Gold Cup. So of course you like to avoid playing in a group with the highest ranked team, but it's always good as well to measure yourself against the best ones.
All right, so good day to everybody. Welcome back as always to the Formula Sports channel. Welcome back. Thanks for being here as always. The support is much appreciated. Right, I want to give my 2 cents on this particular issue. It might be an issue for some, it might not be an issue for others. Personally, it's an issue to me, and I have heard other people speak on it as well. And me personally, I have previously addressed it on the channel, but I feel like address it again because me hear Grimmy going with the foolishness again. You get what I say? Yo, me don't know where Grimmy get that style from. Honestly, you just heard what he said in that clip a while ago, right? Little bit scared of tomorrow playing Mexico, right? By the way, that clip was taken from a pre-game, the Copa America game against Mexico, the opening game. That clip was taken from a pre-game interview in the build-up to that game, right? It's actually on the JFF YouTube channel. So basically, Heimir Hallgrimsson is saying in a pre-match interview that he's scared to play the game. Basically, right? And I understand the context. I understand the context of, you know, the stadium being filled with mostly Mexicans and that sort of a thing. Him basically saying that it will be a home atmosphere for Mexico. I understand the statement, the reason why you would think that, and that it would be reasonable to think along those lines, at the very least, to be concerned about this home atmosphere, you know, that the Mexicans will have to their advantage in this particular game, right? So I don't have an issue with him thinking along those lines. I mean, concern is one thing, to be using the word scared is another thing, right? Another thing entirely. But my thing is, why Grimmy feel the need to say these things, especially in pre-match interviews or press conferences in the build-up to some of these games. This is not the first he has made comments along those lines of just expressing serious doubt or even fear of an opposition. Like he has made some statements in some press conferences that, and some interviews of a similar tone, that I think is very inappropriate to be going into a game with that. Not even the mentality, yes, but just publicly publicizing these utterances, you know, saying these things publicly. It just, I think it right. Honest to God, I think it right. I am not I'm not an expert where coaching is concerned. Who am I to tell Grimmy what is right or what is wrong? I am just a fan. I'm just giving my fan perspective from a place of humility. But honest to God, man, some of them statements that it concern me. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it's not the first I've criticized him about this. I don't understand why Grimmy needs to say these things. I don't understand it. Why he needs to say these things. He should not be saying these things before a game. And you guys know what I'm talking about. I should probably, you know, it's so many of them over the course of his tenure. I'm going to try and see if I can probably get even more clippings find even more clippings of these kind of statements. But to be honest with you, man, it's very concerning. I do understand why I need to say these things, to be honest with you. And many people who have been following the program closely and watching his press conferences and stuff like that would know what I'm talking about. Him say some things were just inappropriate, in my humble opinion, along the lines of expressing fear or doubt going into a game. Serious fear, serious doubt going into a game or versus a particular opposition or something like that. You know, honest to God, man, Grimmy need to stop the foolishness. He needs, like, even that statement a while ago, right? Little bit scared of tomorrow playing Mexico, right? My thing is, what's the purpose of you saying something like that in an interview going into a game? What's the purpose of that? Like, what purpose it serve you saying that? Right? Like some people say, the gaffer, I'm very honest. You boss, keep your honesty to yourself, man. Like, what's the purpose of you saying that, expressing that sort of a sentiment going into a game on the eve of a game? That cannot be the right approach. Again, I am no expert. I'm just a layman, just a fan giving my 2 cents. But honestly, man, that cannot be the right approach. What kind of tone is the gaffer setting going into this game when he make a statement like that, right? The atmosphere, the energy, the vibe that he is setting amongst his players in his camp. How players feel and how players feel about a statement like that when they hear something like that. How do they respond to it? How does it affect them? The gaffer's role, well, one of the gaffer's many roles is to set the right tone, you know, the right sort of atmosphere in the camp amongst the players, how them feel, how them respond when them hear the gaffer expressing fear and doubt going into these sort of fixtures. It's not the first I've spoken about it. It's not the first he has done it. He has done it from time to time when he has made these utterances. When you hear it, your ears just perk up and you say, yo, gaffer, what that? Why are you saying this? What is the purpose of that? You get what me I say, and real Reggae Boyz fans know me I talk about the one that me I watch the press conferences and stuff like that, man. Every time the gaffer does an interview, you watch it. You know what me I talk about. These sort of statements is one thing for a vlogger, for example, to say something like that, right? If me in a video, a preview video to the game, right? So boy, I'm kind of little afraid of that little home atmosphere that Mexico are having at the US, you know. Right, and that we're going to be outnumbered, right? If I say that in a video before a game is one thing, right? Me is just a little fool vlogger. If I say that before a game is one thing, but for that to be coming from the head coach of the team, that is another thing entirely. Me not understand why I need to make statements like that in pre-match interviews. Is there a strategy to it? Is he making these statements for psychological reasons? Has he done some, I don't know, psychological assessment of his players and come to arrive at a conclusion as to what they respond to best? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. That's all I know. And I'm not the first person that has raised concern about this. And I've spoken about it before. One time I'd spoken about it after I did make some statement going into a game that was just very concerning. And I talk about it again, man. I don't understand why the gaffer need to be saying these things. Little bit scared of tomorrow playing Mexico. Like, gaffer, come on, man. Come on. And especially given the fact that, yo, Jamaicans now want a weak-heart coach are going into battle in an interview expressing fear. Jamaicans now are afraid, scared, the weak-heart coach gaffer. You really think the fans are going to respond to that? And respond in a positive manner? Come on, man, gaffer. You cut the foolishness, man, and stop with them nonsense talk there in some of your pre-game interview. Even if you think that and you genuinely feel that way, boss, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. And all the saying go, and everything good for. I don't remember what the saying. I don't know what the saying go. and everything good for eat, good for talk, or something like that. Something to that effect. However the saying goes, yo, and everything good for talk, man. Big and serious. Hit the likes button on the video, subscribe to the channel, and also share the content as well. Free and easy ways to support the Formula Sports channel. Just felt like giving my 2 cents. This is kind of a little bit concerning to me. Seeing, hit me in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Take care, guys. Stay safe, and until next time.